Hey guys, welcome back to ToonBlend 3D. Now we're moving on to UV mapping. I'll be using the UV Toolkit Add-on to manage the UVs, so make sure you have it installed first. Go to Edit tab, then Preferences. Open the Extensions section, search for UV Toolkit, and install it. Here, because I want the texture to stay symmetrical, I don't need to apply the mirror modifier. But if you want an asymmetrical or non-symmetrical texture result, you'll need to apply the mirror modifier first. Alright, let's get started. First, we need to mark the seams for each mesh. This step is very important for texture painting later on. Let's start from the hair. Begin with the areas that will have detailed textures, such as the front bangs and ponytails. Also, separate the parts that will have darker shadow tones. Select the vertex line, then press U and choose Mark Seam. Next, move on to the face, then the ribbon, and finally, the body. The key idea is to mark seams on areas that will have their own texture or shadow texture. Once the marked seams are done, go back to Object mode. Select all the meshes. Then switch to Edit mode. Press A to select all vertices, and press U gives Unwrap Angle Based. After that, go to the UV editor, select all UVs, open the UV tab, and choose Average Island Scale. Then, select the UVs that need to be painted easily from the front direction. Press L, and in Select Linked, choose Seam. Switch to front view, then press U and select Unwrap from view. Next, we'll organize the UV layout using UV Toolkit. Adjust the position in the UV editor. Here, for the arms, hands, and ribbon, I stack them together because the texture will be the same and symmetrical. Use Straighten Island to make selected vertex lines straight and relax the surrounding area. Continue selecting each part one by one and adjust the UV layout position. Scale the UVs properly, enlarge the ones that need detailed painting and make smaller those that don't, such as Shadow UV. Use Straighten UVs to straighten areas if possible. If it doesn't work, do it manually. Open the Align Selected Vertices menu and choose the proper orientation: left, right, top, or bottom. For the sleeve area, I don't straighten it even though I could, because it will make generating the fabric pattern easier later when choosing UV coordinates. Continue arranging the UV layout. If you run out of space or are unsure where to place something, you can temporarily move it outside the UV box and continue with the others first. Place straight-shaped UVs close to each other to maximize space usage. Keep arranging until the layout feels compact and balanced. Then, create a new image. I'm using 512 by 512 pixels and set alpha to 0. Next, go to Material Properties, add a new material, and change the base color to Image Texture. Select the image you just created. Switch to Material Preview. Then, in the UV Editor, open the Image tab and choose UV Grid or Color Grid. This helps you check for any UV distortion. Go back to Object Mode, press Ctrl+L, and choose Link Materials to apply the same material to the other meshes. Then go to Color Management, set View Transform to Standard, and look to Medium High Contrast. Here, I found some distorted areas. To fix this, try moving the UV vertices on that face until the grid lines look straight. Once it looks better, select only the distorted UV area by pressing L, then unwrap again using angle-based. Adjust its position and scale in the UV Editor. After that, double-check your UVs and look for any areas that appear distorted or stretched. If you find some seams that don't look right, you can remove them. Select the marked edge, press U, and choose Clear Seam. Then, just like before, select the UV with L, press U. Choose Unwrap Angle Based again and adjust the position and scale in the UV Editor. Check if your UV mapping looks clean and efficient. Once done, switch to Solid Preview, open Viewport Overlays, and enable Face Orientation. Select all vertices, then press Shift+N to recalculate normals so everything turns blue. This is important because red faces won't be paintable. They must be blue for texture painting to work. And once everything looks correct, you can turn off the Face Orientation option. Alright, UV mapping is finished. Next we'll move on to the fun and creative part, texture painting, using the Ucupaint add-on. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share it, and leave a comment below. See you next time.